Good evening, everyone. Can you guys hear me? All right, thank you for joining us tonight for hopefully our last live stream award presentation. Hopefully, I didn't jinx it. We got our seniors joining us in the choir room tonight. They're all adhering to CDC recommendations. For some of them, it's the first time seeing our new room after the renovation. I'm in my office, but the students are watching the live stream outside in the choir room right here. So feel free to give a shout out in the live chat because they can see it on the screen outside. So wave hi, seniors. So there's a little bit of a delay, about a 5-second delay. Okay, so let's get started. First off, I got some acknowledgements. Principal Jamie Yap and the Maui High School administration and staff. I am so glad to be working here at Maui High during this pandemic. They made the transition to distance learning as painless, I don't know if you could say that, as comfortable as they possibly could. The admin made the call to go full distance learning even before the state had, and those extra few weeks of being ahead of the game gave the teachers time to plan and figure out what resources we would need to be successful. Mr. Wasano and I had decided that since in-person rehearsals and concerts were not going to be possible, we wanted to focus on the digital side of music. And Mr. Yap immediately bought us a subscription to what was called Soundtrap and the Music First suite. And that's what allowed us to create the music videos and recordings that we've been releasing throughout this year. So without their support, we wouldn't have been able to do what we did this year. So thank you again, Mr. Jamie Yap and the Maui High School administration. Music Department Chair Kerry Wasano. I spent many hours in his office this year griping about how much we hated this year, but it was, having that moral support, and I think that's what got us through this year. Thank you, Mr. Kerry Wasano. Our choir booster mom this year, our one and only mom, Tess Chichioko. Because there were no live concerts, no travel, no fundraising, we didn't have a booster club this year, but she stayed on from last year so that we could maintain the booster club and our nonprofit status. She took care of the financial records and things like that we needed to keep intact going into next year. So thank you, Tess Chichioko. Special thanks to Emily Suhako for working on the alumni Christmas recording that we made for our winter album. She did all the editing and all the work for the alumni recording. So thank you again, Emily. And finally, our graphic designer, Jillian Ped. She provided all the graphic needs this year, including the Christmas album cover, Instagram announcements, and the name cards that each of our seniors have tonight. And she did it within only a few hours of me asking, which was great because I have a tendency to ask her very last minute. So thank you, Jillian, for all your hard work. Each year, our seniors wear a white lei to the Aloha concert, and this year we wanted to keep the tradition going. So we had a lei making crew that came in a couple weeks ago, and that was Kervin Amarillo, Noah Chi, Felina de Guzman, Angela Fernando, Chloe Inamasu Tagud, Kaya Leonard, and Eris Miyake. So thank you, juniors, for making the seniors white leis. I'd like to acknowledge all of our seniors this year. So we had Cameron Akoba, Tahani Akuwili, Tyler Arizumi, Vanessa Balubar, Michaela Biscara, Christine Carrion, Colette Serafon, Jaden Colado, Jacob Delanux, Angelina Dolores, Rodel Domingo, Madison Hancock, Mele Ignacio, Shirley Julian, Trinity Miyake, Zach Ramos, Angela Sijalbo, and Jill Tanisa. Thank you guys for sticking it out through your senior year. Even though we didn't get to do live performances, really glad to have you. Our 4-year members. Last year we had an addition to our concert uniform, and the students wear a silver M as part of their concert black attire, but our 4-year seniors are given a gold pin. Looks like this. This year we didn't get a chance to wear our normal concert attire, but they did receive their gold pins tonight. And our 4-year choir members are Tyler Arizumi, Christine Carrion, Colette Serafon, Rodel Domingo, Jacob Delanux, Mele Ignacio, and Trinity Miyake. Our 2019-2020 choir officers. Normally, they would be in charge of day-to-day operations and performances, including all of the planning, the job assignments, setup, and breakdown for all of those large performances. Unfortunately, this year, our officers didn't have a chance or an opportunity to do the jobs that they were elected for. Instead, they had to become fluent in our new music editing software. They were in charge of the audio editing for our music videos throughout the year. Our equipment managers were Kevin Amarillo, Angela Fernando, John Bulasan, Zach Ramos, Noah Chi. Our librarians, Kaya Leonard, Cameron Akoba, Jill Taniza, Rodel Domingo. Our secretaries, Chloe Inamasu Tagud, Eris Miyake. Vice presidents, Tyler Arizumi and Colette Serafon, and our president, Trinity Miyake. So thank you guys for your hard work on the music editing. Without them, our music videos would not have been possible this year. On to next year's choir officers. These officers will be in charge of the day-to-day responsibilities and planning and coordination of all our events next school year, and hopefully in person. Equipment managers, Kervin Amarillo, Angela Fernando, John Bulasan, Felina de Guzman, Nikki Ignacio, and Sofia La Puebla. Our librarians next year, Carissa Dickinson, Jessica Castillo, Zoe Chichioko, Roxelle Magliba, and Daniel Ulibas. Our secretaries, Chloe Inamasu Tagud and Kaya Leonard. Our vice president next year, Noah Chi. And our president, Eris Miyake. Okay, congratulations guys. Hope you're looking forward to a lot of hard work. Got lots of stuff to catch up on. Next is the Pink Graduation Cord. The Pink Graduation Cord recognizes the dedication and efforts of our hardest working four-year members in the Maui High School Music Department. Choir recipients of the cord must have been enrolled in choir for 4 years and received straight A's in choir through all 4 years. This year we have 5 recipients: Tyler Arizumi, Colette Serafon, Rodel Domingo, Mele Ignacio, and Trinity Miyake. These students will be wearing their pink cord during the Maui High School commencement on May 22nd. Next is our Most Inspirational Choral Student Award. Normally this award goes out to the student that inspires his or her peers. This year, however, I'd like to recognize the students that have inspired me. I've seen firsthand students lose motivation, fall behind, and even give up. And in the situation we're in now, I really can't blame them. I know how hard and difficult it is to stay motivated when everything that was fun about school is gone. These students spent 3 years watching the upperclassmen enjoy their last everything. Their last first rehearsal, their last spring concert at the MAC, their last trip, and their last Aloha concert, only to have it all stripped away in their last year. And while I spent the year grumbling about how much I hated the situation, they were accepting and appreciative of what they had. Not only did these students stick it out through this very tough year, not only did they maintain the grade in class, they went above and beyond on our projects and recordings. The a cappella projects that they created were beyond anything that I had imagined. To maintain the level of enthusiasm they had for music is truly inspiring, and their enthusiasm has been the one thing that has kept me motivated this school year. This year, our 5 most inspirational choral students are Tyler Arizumi, Colette Serafon, Rodel Domingo, Mele Ignacio, and Trinity Miyake. Congratulations, guys. Students, if you can go up to the front on the table and pick up your award, you can take off the tape. Our final award tonight is the National School Choral Award. This nationally recognized award is the highest honor for high school choral performers. It recognizes the dedication and musical achievement of only the top choral students. This year's recipient has been a part of the program for 4 years. She may not remember this, but during the first day of school her freshman year, she sat next to a very talkative boy. I was going over the syllabus and heard the chatter. Now, if you've ever had me as a teacher, you know I'm pretty strict about classroom etiquette. So I shut it down pretty quickly. I studied their faces and thought to myself, I should probably keep an eye on this one. She might be trouble down the line. Boy, was I wrong. It quickly became clear that she was a smart, responsible, reliable, and extremely well-behaved student. And on top of it all, had an amazing voice. I knew from then she would amount to great things. The song Witness was sitting on my piano for several years. I was just waiting for the right soloist. And as soon as I heard her younger sister's voice the following year, I knew it was the perfect song. More important, I knew she was the person that would put in the work to make it flawless. It was that work ethic that earned her an officer spot her sophomore year, working up the ladder to becoming president her senior year. During a time when communication with students is so difficult, she was the lifeline of the choir. I text her constantly with tasks, reminders, and announcements for the choir. I know that anything I ask of her will be taken care of immediately. In recognition of singular merit, ability, and achievement, of outstanding contributions to the success of the school vocal program, and of an unusual degree of loyalty, cooperation, and high qualities of conduct, by the general consent of the music faculty, school officials, and others, the National School Choral Award is hereby conferred upon Trinity Miyake. And here presenting the award tonight are Trinity's parents, Stacy and Chris Miyake. She didn't know they were here. That concludes our award presentation for this evening. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 7 p.m. on the band's YouTube page for their awards presentation. Please head over to our main YouTube channel where we will be releasing our virtual choir videos for Somebody to Love and Time of Your Life right now. Thank you for joining us and good night.